Welcome D-Lab. Guess what we're going to do in this video? We're going to add a push-to-talk module to this eico 720 CW transmitter. You may think, why are you putting push-to-talk on a CW transmitter? That's because they made the model 730 modulator, so now you can actually use a microphone and activate the 720. I've been looking for one of these for years, and you guys have been asking me to demonstrate how to install it. Well, I didn't have one of the transmitters. I recently picked up this 720 at a Hamfest. It's operational and it's ready for a push-to-talk module. Here we go. Well, here's a close-up of the front panel of the eico 720 transmitter. You see it has a really nice layout, but it also has a rotary function switch, just like the Johnson Ranger. So when you turn it on, you're in standby, but every time you want to transmit, you have to go through tune to transmit and back. So that is a lot of operations on that selector switch, and of course that is the first thing that's going to wear out on the transmitter. So my new push-to-talk module will make it to where you simply turn on the transmitter and you will not have to rotate that switch anymore when you go to transmit mode. So part of the requirement for this new push-to-talk edition will be maintain the function of this switch. So if you weren't using the push-to-talk, you could still operate it as it was stock. To accomplish that, I'm going to be installing a D-Lab K2 push-to-talk module. It's got two relays, so it can actually switch 4 independent items, and that is required on this transmitter. So the K2 is going to be switching 4 items. One is the center tap of the high voltage transformer. 2 is the screens going to the 6146. 3 being the 120 volt AC that's going to go out to activate your antenna changeover relay. And 4th, the transmit lamp. So we're going to need all 4 sections of these 2 relays. Here's the back side of the eico 720. The push-to-talk module is going to wire into the terminals of switch 3. That's the function switch. So you would think, well, maybe you should just mount the module on top of the chassis. But there's heat up here, transformers, RF section, and other things that concern me. So I would rather put the module underneath. Let's take a look. Here's the bottom of the transmitter. There is a nice location right here. It looks like there used to be a capacitor in that location. Be able to mount the K2 there. The wiring will leave these terminals and go up through this rectangular opening to the back of the function switch. So that's not too bad. The other thing that's required is we need to install an RCA jack to the back panel. You can see we're pretty tight fuse holder. This is your VFO input. And then I wouldn't recommend putting it in this area because they have put a shield to stop RF from getting into other areas of the transmitter. So where I'm going to put it is right over here. There's a couple terminal boards, and I'll be able to squeeze an RCA jack into that location. If you do this and use an RCA jack, I recommend that you use this type with a nut on top. This is like what you'd see on a Fender reverb amplifier. Okay, these are switchcraft jacks. That way you can drill, bring the jack in from the back, and tighten the nut rather than trying to get your fingers in there. So the RCA jack is going to nuzzle underneath of this little coil at the rear of the transformer, and the leads will come from that to the push-to-talk pad on the K2 relay. I desoldered that coil that was over here on this lug, and that will allow me room to get this hole drilled and slide the RCA in from the back side. Right, there's my hole. I used a stepper bit and I watched very carefully on the inside as I drilled so I wouldn't hit those caps. So word of advice, glue in your module. Do not use double-sided foam tape. I just had a DX60 in here the other day. That tape let loose, the module came down, hit the chassis, there was 120 volts on it, and did some damage. Spend a little time, glue it in, and wait for it to dry, and proceed with the wiring. Well, I've started the wiring process. Green wire is a filament, this brown is ground, this purple is the push-to-talk RCA jack. I was able to grab 6-volt filament power right here on this terminal board. Next step, I need to hook up the wiring from the board up to the function switch. But one thing I need to point out is this jumper goes to this black wire, and that is the ground lug on the function switch. So that ground toggles the lamp and the center tap of the high voltage transformer. So there's no reason to bring up 2 wires, just install a jumper and it'll make the installation a little bit easier. Well, here's the back of the function switch 3. My lugs go counterclockwise, so this is 1, 2, 3, and on around you go. I've just connected the black wire to pin 3, and that is going to K2 where I showed you that jumper. Here's that ground runner coming up from the function switch position 3. It lands to the common of both of these relay contacts. I finished the wiring on the back of the function switch, color coded it to make it easier to connect. So the brown twisted pair is the 120 AC and the yellow are the screens that go to the 62146. The other 2 are already connected. Let's go bottom side. Wiring of the push-to-talk module is complete. In case you guys are wondering, I'm using this mil-spec 22 gauge Teflon wire for the install. So before we apply power to the transmitter, you should always buzz out the module. Make sure that you don't see any shorts to ground on any terminal except for this one that has the jumper, because that is the ground runner coming up from the function switch. Alright, it's test time of the eico 720. I brought it up on a variac just in case something went wrong on my installation. That came up fine. So right now we're in standby position. I do not have a push-to-talk source hooked to the RCA jack. We're just going to run the transmitter as you always would using the function switch. So the K2 module is in parallel with these switch contacts. So if you don't have push-to-talk activated, this transmitter runs just like it normally did. So we'll go to tune. There's my grid. Go to transmit. You can see my output over there. So everything is operating as it used to. Now let's hook up the push-to-talk line. Alright, now we're going to test that push-to-talk function. This key has an RCA plug which is hooked to the push-to-talk input jack. That doesn't affect anything at this point. You can still tune and you can still transmit. But now you have to put the selector switch at standby because the push-to-talk is going to take over. Do not run the push-to-talk if you're not in standby, okay? This isn't a perfect world, guys. That's the only thing that's critical for the operation of the new system. So now I'm going to hit the push-to-talk key, and you can see we're transmitting. Now this is not a Morse code transmission. This is simply enabling the transmitter so you can transmit. If I plugged in a key, then I could send Morse code when we've activated the push-to-talk module. Let's try that. Okay, it's getting to be quite the jungle here. So I've hooked up a key. If I were to go into transmit, the transmitter works manually, right? Now we're going to go into standby. I'm going to activate the push-to-talk. You see we have no output until I key it with the paddle. Success! So there you have it, guys. Finally, a PTT system for the eico 720 transmitter. I understand that there are some other videos out there and articles of people attempting to do this modification, and it didn't go so well and it was not documented. This is a fully documented process and it works perfectly. So yes, I only showed the operation of the PTT in CW mode, which is still of value on this transmitter because it eliminates the wear and tear on the function switch. So I do have an eico 730 modulator here. So in the future I'll produce a video showing how the modulator actually controls this transmitter, and you can use it as an AM station. So in the meantime, if you want to add PTT system to your eico 720 transmitter, D-Lab Electronics can supply you the module, full documentation, and now you have this video that you can reference for easy installation.